Hi everyone, welcome to the online class of the day by Bharat Thakur's Artistic Yoga. My name is Ashish and with me is Pratiksha here who will demonstrate the postures. Now every Artistic Yoga session will be a 60-minute class, but in 60 minutes we'll be covering all the important aspects which are required to work on your agility, flexibility, strength, endurance and coordinative ability. Today's focus will be strengthening of the lower body. So we will be working with the postures for the legs and the postures for the hips, which will help you create nice strength in the lower body, and also we'll be using movements which will help you to shape up the muscles nicely. But remember, it is not only about losing weight or losing fats. There's a rich supply of oxygen which flows throughout the body when you are doing your yoga practice, and that keeps you very energized, rejuvenated and keeps your immunity very high. So let's start with today's class with the important aspect of warm up first. Focus on the warm up, do it very well because that lays the foundation for the remainder of the class. So let's begin with warm up now. In warm up we will start with Indhan Daud. In Indhan Daud what we do is we get the body into movement. Slowly we start moving on the mats. You leave the body very comfortable, relaxed. Arms are moving closer to the body. The shoulder joint, elbow joint, just be aware of each and every joint in the body, loosening up the whole body here. Exhale and inhale as you move. The heels are continuously coming off the mats in an alternate fashion. You have fixed your fingers nicely on the mat of the feet. Keep your back and spine straight. Very nice. Keep that movement going. As you keep moving, the whole body will get a rush of blood and you'll nicely feel warmed up. You'll release that tension in the muscles and all the stiffness of the joints will be released pretty quickly. Slightly increase the speed now as you're moving on the mat. Very nice. Very important to keep the feet just exactly in line with the hip, not too wide. Let's do it for 30 more seconds. Do not slow down, do not skip this step because that will really help you to even avoid injuries, the risk of injury. If you do a good warm up, then you tend to avoid any injuries. Last 10 seconds here. Excellent. Slow down and gradually come back to center. Now let's start with the joint movements first. So we'll place the hands on the hip and let's start neck stretches. Inhale, raise your chin up, arch your neck. Exhale, lower the chin to the chest. Repeat for 3 more times. Nice breathing. You should feel a nice stretch on the muscles of the neck as you move it forward and back. Keep your shoulders relaxed and steady here. You should be able to feel a certain amount of stretching there when you are moving. So don't move too fast. And once you complete, come back to center. Now let's do sideways movement for the neck. So inhale first and exhale and turn to the right sides in line with the shoulder. Go as far back as possible, as much as you can. Inhale and come back to the center. Let's repeat on the left side. Inhale and come back to the center. Let's repeat for 2 more times now. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Keep the neck very steady and straight here. Last time, one last time. Come back to the center. Remember not to tilt the neck, just keep it straight, the spine, the back, the neck, and just turn the direction, that's all. Come back. Let's do rotation of the neck now. Keep your eyes open and gently start rotating the neck. Now those who have neck pain or cervical pain will not rotate too fast. You will breathe slowly and you will not bend the neck forward too much or even back. Just keep a normal medium range of movement. And if you still feel any difficulty or you have not been recommended by doctors to do the rotations or movements, you will avoid it completely, especially if you have cervical issues. Or if you experience dizziness, stop the movement. Rotate in both the directions. Just working initially with the neck muscles really makes you feel a little more alert. You are a bit relaxed, the tension in the neck area is gone, and then you are well set for the class. Come back to the center. Now let's take our focus to the shoulder joint. Place your fingertips on the shoulders, start bringing your elbows closer, and inhale and exhale as you make a big rotation at the shoulder joint. Now your awareness has to be at the shoulder joint. So huge joints allows a 360-degree movement. Really helpful this one movement to release the stiffness in that area. Reverse, change the direction. As you move, also breathe in and breathe out. Very nice. And after shoulder rotations, let's go to arm raises now. Start stretching your arms nicely in opposite directions. Keep your elbows straight, fingers close to each other, stretch them nicely. As you stretch your arms, you will feel a nice stretch just below that armpit area, these muscles which are the lats. You will feel a huge stretch happening there. And relax, come back. Now part your legs slightly, bend the knees slightly, both the feet are pointed a little more outward to about say 30 degrees. And now slightly lower the hip, bend your elbows and swing your arms from left to right. Now one important point to notice, the body will not turn to the left or right here. You keep your back very straight. As you move your arms in this fashion, you will see there's a nice stretch coming on the upper chest area, or the pectoral muscles as well. Allow nice free movement, remember. And now from here, let's do side to side movement. Arch your back, raise your arms and fix your feet nicely on the mat. Only the back leg heel is coming off the mats. Change. Keep repeating now on each side. Inhale, arch your back. Both the arms should be parallel, going to the level of the ears. You should feel a nice stretch on the back from that lower back, middle back, going right all the way towards the arms. Excellent for the back and the spine. And come back to the center. Now let's do side stretch. Place your right arm on the right hip, left arm you will raise up. Now left arm will come closer to the left here, and now you will bend the body to the right side. Nice side stretch, you should feel it from the waistline. Come back to the center. Let's repeat on the other side now. Place your left palm on the hip, right arm up, and slowly bend to the left side, creating a nice stretch on the muscles of the side here. Even the spine gets a nice side bend here. Inhale and come back to the center. Excellent. Now let's do back and forward bending. To do back and forward bending, the feet should be about shoulder distance. Your thumb should be nicely pointed inward on the line of the hip and the lower back, and fingers have to be curled outward. Now very important point here is you have to grip that back very strongly, then only the connection starts happening better. The position of the arms improves. Your elbows have to be tucked in when you are doing this. Chest has to open up and chin has to be slightly up. Now this is the point from where you start. Now inhale and arch your back. Exhale, bend forwards. Stretch your arms nicely. Allow them to fall freely towards the ground. Inhale, arch your back. Remember, stay alert, elbows tucked in. Exhale, bend forwards. Inhale. Keep repeating the movement for about 4 more times. Allow breath to move smoothly as well. Inhale and exhale. Two more times we'll do this, just to release that stiffness of that lower back area where we have so much tension there. So really help to stretch the back and spine. And once you complete, you will bend forwards and stay there for a while. Just doing this helps you to feel that stretch on the hamstrings, on the back, on the spine, even the neck area and the arms get a nice stretch there. Just gravity is acting on the body here. Allow your breath to also grow deeper here. Exhale long and deep. And inhale, raise your arms and come back to the center. Let's go to the next part, which is rotation of the hip. To do rotation of the hip, your feet should be hip distance wide. Bring the feet a little more closer. Hip distance, nice. Place your hands on the hip now. Nice firm grip, very important. And now start rotation. Imagine that you are making a nice big circle with your navel. And allow breath to move freely. Inhale and exhale. Let's reverse the movement. And once you complete rotation of the hip now, let's go to a little deeper stretch. So increase the distance of the legs now. Now both the feet are about 2 feet outside the line of the shoulder. Point both the feet outward to 45-degree line. Knees will bend in line with the feet. Place your palms on the thigh, and now we'll do the groin stretch. Exhale, lower the hip down. Keep the back straight. Inhale, raise the hip up. Let's repeat this for 7 to 8 times now. Keep the back very steady. You'll start feeling that groin area opening up nicely. Very important for us today to stretch better here because we are working with the lower body itself. Very nice. You need to watch the knee here. The knee has to bend in line with the feet here. It should not go too much left or right. And grip the feet nicely on the mat. And once you finish the movement, let us increase the distance of the legs now. Nice and wide, as much as you're comfortable. And now inhale, raise your arms. Feel a nice breath here. And exhale, grip your ankles. As you bend forwards, you will hold your ankles, nicely stretching. Deep breathing, very important to keep the knees straight. Now this is a complete body stretch. You will see inner thighs, the hamstrings, getting a nice stretch, back, spine, arms nicely outstretched. And to come out, you will bring your palms below the chest, start decreasing the distance between the feet and come back to the center. Now let's close it with wrist and ankle rotations and some stretch for the thigh as well. So take your arms forwards, take your right foot forwards, rotate wrist and ankles. Do about 5 times in each direction. Change your foot. Keep your back straight when you are doing the movements. Excellent. And from here we will do the stretch for the quadricep and the thigh. So for this you need to raise the right foot up and take the right heel closer to the right hip here nicely using one hand. You can use both hands to also take a firm grip. Now this will create a nice stretch on the thigh here and allow the knee to go slightly back. Of course you need to balance a little bit. Once you're steady, you will feel the stretch a little more better. Let's hold this for 10 more seconds. Let's show you on another angle here. So same thing, how do we do it? We will bend the right knee, bring the heel closer nicely to the hip as much as you can, but don't arch your back too much here. Lift up the chest and you'll start feeling a nice stretch. This is how you do that stretch. And relax, come back, let's change the leg now. The same position, let's do it. Excellent. Now try to take that heel as close as possible to that hip. Nicely. Excellent. And relax, come back. Now that completes the initial stretches. Now let's go to the next part of the class, which is Surya Namaskar, a dynamic practice. Now to start with Surya Namaskar, we will have to assume a nice starting position. This is called as Pranamasana. So you need to bring your toes together, bring your heels together nicely, keep your knees nice and straight. The muscle of the hip you need to slightly tighten, the muscles of the hip area here. Now press the palms nicely to the center of the chest. Cross your thumbs. So how do we cross the thumbs? We will just demonstrate here. You will cross the thumbs nicely and you will press it to the center of the chest. Keep your shoulders relaxed and both your elbows have to be now nice and straight. See, remember, these connections are important. It is not just about bringing the palms close and holding it casually. You need to press the palms. Automatically your elbow area gets nicely engaged. More you press your palms, the position of the elbow improves, and that's how alignment improves here. More with awareness, more with the grounding in the postures and the connections that we use. Now from this position, shoulders have to be relaxed, nice and straight position. Now we will get into the postures of Surya Namaskar. There are 9 postures now. The first one is Hasta Uttanasana. Stretch your arms forwards, raise them up nicely. Inhale. As you're holding the posture, you will inhale and exhale, but when you're moving into it, accordingly we will tell you the breathing as well. Now, very important point here is feet are pressed nicely on the mat, body is stretched upward, you feel a nice curve in the back, but you're not bending too far back, and you need to press the arms to your ears now. Here is another important aspect. The more and more you're able to lock and press this, you will create a nice support for the upper back and spine, and then the leaning back becomes a little more easier. But the stretch is predominantly felt on the front of the body. See the arms, and the chest, the belly, you'll feel an excellent stretch on the front of the body. And of course, spine is in its natural curvature. Now from here, you have to bend from the waistline, pull in the navel and exhale and go to the next posture, which is Padahastasana. Now smoothly, you will bring your palms near your feet. Now depending on your flexibility, you can either flatten the palms near the feet or you can place them comfortably. Allow the forehead to go closer to the knees here. And very important is the line of the palms and the feet has to be in the same line as much as possible. The line of the fingertips, toes and the second palm should be nice and straight here. If you're not very flexible, it is okay. You can just keep your fingertips and make it very comfortable. Allow the forehead to reach your knees. Keep your knees nice and straight. Don't push yourself too much into this posture. Now this creates a nice compression in the abdominal area, you can see here. So the inner organs get a nice toning up here. It improves the system, digestive system and processes as well, apart from working on the back and spine flexibility. And of course the legs, the huge larger muscles, get a nice stretch on the hamstring as well. Now from here you will inhale and take the right leg back. This is called as Asva Sanchalanasana. This is a posture for the legs. And now we will go to Santulanasana. In Santulanasana now, you need not lock your elbows, keep them a little soft. The palm should be right below the shoulder joint. Spread the fingers nice and comfortably and balance and distribute the load evenly on the palms. This is the critical aspect here, where how you allow the palms to take nice even loads. Body has to be in a straight line and the ball of the foot and the toes are nicely pressed onto the mats. And from here you will drop the body down by taking your knees, chin and chest on the mats. Now again, as I said, if you maintain a nice connection with the palms on the mats, automatically your elbows will come in the right position. The position of the palms has to be at the chest here. Hip is slightly raised up, so you can see a nice curvature in the spine. Keep your breathing very relaxed, because this is a little in a position where your spine is curved and your chest is pressed on the mat. So keep the breath very relaxed here and press the toes nicely on the mat. 8 points are in contact. Be aware of those points which are in contact with the mats. And now from here we will go to Bhujangasana. To do Bhujangasana, lower the hip, slide the chest forward, take support of the palms, and you will nicely, keeping your shoulders slightly back and lengthening the neck, as I said, is important, not dropping the neck too far back. These are the points to note. Excellent. If you're very comfortable, you will take the knees off the mats. If there is a back pain, any issues, you can keep them on the mat. From here, let's go to Parvatasana. To do Parvatasana, you need to flatten the heels on the mats, keep your knees nice and straight. Now pull in your navel as much as possible, and your chin you need to lock to the chest. So do not take the crown to the mat, but just lock the chin to the chest as much as possible. Guide it slowly, remember, no need to push, and the arms continue to remain outstretched. Excellent. And now from here, take your right leg forwards and gently bring the left leg forwards. That completes one full round of Surya Namaskar. And now let's continue the remaining 5 more rounds. Today we are doing total 6 rounds. Inhale and exhale, breathe smoothly and rhythmically. Every time you move, you will change the leg. Every round, last round we did right leg, now you took the left leg back. I'll also repeat the breathing parts in the next rounds. Excellent. Keep the body very steady. Your awareness is on the body, your awareness is on the movement, and your awareness is on the breath. We have 4 more rounds. Maximum muscles of the body are getting a nice stretch, nice work here. Just continue to be aware. There is no need to move too fast. Don't move in a jerky manner. The movement and the breath has to sync together. And of course, all that will come with practice. The more and more you allow the body these asanas and movements, the more and more it will get better and better. I'll repeat the breathing part. Inhale in the first posture. Exhale and bend forward in the second posture. Inhale and take your leg back. Exhale, the other foot back. Now no change in breath. Hold your breath and drop the knees, chin and chest simultaneously. And then inhale, slide the chest and come into Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, get your foot right between the palms. And exhale, stretch nicely. We have 1 more round. Very nice. And once we complete, we will bring the arms up back to the center of the chest and relax completely. That completes the practice of Surya Namaskar. And now let's move to the body part segments. The first posture of the day will be Utkatasana. We'll be using a variation of Utkatasana. Now to do Utkatasana, you need to keep your feet nice and close. Interlock your arms behind the back. We are using a variation, remember? And now start lowering the hip, bending the knees. Now allow the knees to bend and they can come to the level of the toes here, but they should not cross the level of the toes, especially in Utkatasana here. Lower the hip as much as you can, pull in the navel. Now Utkat means fierce, so if you hold this posture, nicely firmly ground your feet, you will feel the body is nicely lifted up against gravity. It needs tremendous willpower to hold this posture for long. But it will start building up strength starting from your legs, and then when you pull in the abdomen, the whole pelvic area gets nice toning here as well. And here you pull these arms, nicely open up the chest. It will help you increase that breathing capacity as well. Open up the chest area, ribs area nicely. Now stay there, don't arch the back too much and lower the hip as much as you can to create a nice huge contraction here. Exhale and inhale. If you don't have any strain, you can go down a little more, further as much as you can. Good. The body should be at about 45 degrees. Now 45 to 60 degrees is good enough. Keep your navel pulled in. Exhale and inhale comfortably as you hold the posture. Let's do this for 10 to 15 seconds more now. Use your breath powerfully. Inhale and exhale. And gradually inhale, come up and relax. Excellent. Now we will do the second variation of Utkatasana. In this again we will keep the same position of the feet, but this time you will raise your arms, join the palms up and press them together. So let's begin. Inhale, press the palms together, lower the hip to the level of the knee. Try to go a little more deeper this time now. Allow the knees to come to the level of the toes. Chest open position nicely. Don't arch the back too much, that is very important here. It's a nice straight line here. 60-degree position is good enough. Lower the hip as much as you can. Now this is the second posture that we are using to hold the contraction. Very important is to firmly balance and press the feet nicely on the mats. Exhale and let's try to hold for 15 more seconds. Do your best and lock your arms nicely to the ears, stretch them up nicely and hold here firmly. Excellent. Once you're established in the posture, just the focus remains on breathing. Inhale and exhale, awareness of the breath and maintaining the posture, effort in maintaining the posture. 5 more seconds, continue to hold. Go down as lower as you can to the level of the knee, making sure knees are not crossing the toes. And once you come out, you will inhale, relax and return. Now that completes the 2 postures, 2 variations of Utkatasana, chair pose, also known as chair pose. Now let's go to Kalyasana. In this posture, we will come to the center of the mats first. Come to the center of the mats. And now increase the distance of your feet nice and wide. Now allow both the feet to be about 2.5 feet wide outside the line of the hip here. So you can see about 1, 2, so increase the distance a little more. Pratiksha, you're at 1.5 feet now, so you try to take it a little more wide. Excellent, that should be good enough here. Good 2.5 feet distance. Now both the feet you will point to the 90-degree line. So basically it's parallel to the mats, both the feet. This is one important aspect of this posture, Kalyasana. Very nice. Now key thing to notice, again let the knees bend to the level of the toes, but it will not cross the toes. And now you will inhale, pull in the navel and raise your arms up. Excellent. Now you will see a strong work happening on the muscles of the quadriceps here, the inner thigh muscles working very strongly. Allow the knee to bend more and more as much as you can, creating nice strength here on the knee area as well. So very strong posture. Will not hold for very long, say 30 seconds should be very good enough. From here, exhale and imagine that there's a big rush of oxygen to all the parts of the body when you're doing your deep breathing. And focus remains on maintaining the posture as well. Last 15 seconds, do your best, put your best efforts. Remember, this is solid effort-based posture. And slowly. That completes the holding and contractions on the lower body. And now let's move to the toning aspect. We will use the same postures and start moving in the posture. So it's movement in posture which will help you to tone up and shape up the muscles. So bring the feet. We'll use Utkatasana first to do the movements. Bring the feet together nicely. Inhale, raise your arms and press the palms together firmly. Pull in your navel and lower the hip to the level of the knee first. And now from here you will inhale, raise the hip up. Exhale, lower the hip down. Don't keep your knees very straight. When you're doing toning movements, your starting position should be in a knee bend. Bend your knees a little more. Slightly bend your knees more, go down, hip more down, excellent. This is the starting position. From here, you go down further, exhale, and come up, inhale. Don't straighten the knees. Exhale down, inhale up. Totally we'll be doing 20 repetitions. Continue from here. Use your breath. As you're doing this movements, you have to exhale and inhale nice and smoothly. Don't rush your breath, don't rush the movements. Just complete total 20 repetitions. About 10 more, keep going. Keeping that inner thighs nicely pressed, both the knees together, feet firmly pressed on the mats. Exhale and inhale. Let's do 5 more repetitions. And gradually relax, come up, return. Now that completes the movement in Utkatasana. Now let's use movement in Kalyasana. For that again, nicely increase the distance between the legs. Both the feet are about 2.5 feet outside the line of the hip. Point both the feet to 90-degree line as we did earlier while holding the posture. And now from here, lower the hip down first. Inhale, raise your arms, pull in the navel nicely. And now let's start movements. Remember, the only thing to take care is you will not come up fully, you will not straighten the knee. Allow the knee to bend towards the line of the toe as much as possible. Here we are doing 20 repetitions. We have about 16 more to go. Very important to use your breath rhythmically. Exhale as you go down, inhale as you come up. Let's do 12 more repetitions. Just try to keep each and every movement or repetition uniform. Not that you're moving faster in one and slower in the other. Breath very steady. So that steadiness of the body is important, but also of the breath. Now finally that's the level we are trying to reach with each and every posture. And we have about 5 more repetitions to go. Two more. And the last one. Relax, come back. That completes toning on the muscles of the thighs and the quadriceps. You can just shake the legs a bit, move on the mat, relax yourself to just release that tightness. You can also hold your thighs and shake them a little. So use both the palms and shake your thighs nicely so that you're able to just relax that pressure of the thighs. Now from here we will go to the muscles of the hips. So for that you need to come on all your fours. Come on to hands and knees position first, nicely. In hands and knees position, first palm should be right below the shoulders, but the upper body is very steady and relaxed. The focus is on the working on the hip now. Now slowly inhale and take your right leg back in a straight line first. So the leg has to be in line with your back in a nice and straight line. From here, after you have stretched it nicely, you will raise it up to 30 degrees as much as you can. Now that will start building up tremendous contraction in the muscles of the hip area here. Keep your knees straight, toe pointed back, and continue to stay there and hold. Allow your breath to move very smoothly. Now from there you will bend the knee without lowering the leg down and take the heel as close as possible to the hip. The knee will not go down, remember. It will remain pointing at the 30-degree line. And you've just bent your knee. Continue to focus. Inhale and exhale. Give nice support. Let's hold for 15 more seconds. Now tremendous contractions are building up in the muscle of the hip area. All your awareness is on breathing, on the contraction of the hip here. Chest is a little more opened up. And relax, bring the knee down. Excellent. Now we will repeat similarly on the left leg. So first step is to take the left leg back. Inhale, stretch it as far back as possible. Keep the knee straight. Then you will raise it up to 30-degree line. Take support of the palms, but don't put any load on your palms. These are excellent postures to work with toning of the hip. Working on strengthening the hamstrings. And from here we will now bend the knee and allow the heel to come as close as possible to the hip here nicely. Inhale and exhale very smoothly. "15 more seconds, try to hold. You'll see tremendous contraction there building up. This also help you to strengthen that whole region there. And slowly relax and come back. Excellent. Now we will take the focus to the last parts of the toning. We will again take the right leg back first as we did earlier. Straight line, then raise it to 30-degree line, and from here start moving. There should be a very small movement here. Remember, the movements from 30-degree, it's a very small movement upwards. As you move the leg, exhale up, inhale down. Don't shake the leg too fast, don't raise it too high. You should be in control and keep the leg nicely stretched. So the body is fixed forwards and the leg is stretched back. That's how you'll get a nice lengthening. And from here at 30-degree line, don't allow it to come below the 30-degree line. It will just be shaking movements. From here you will just move upwards. Try to do about 20 repetitions here. Keep breathing out as you are doing the movement. Keep exhaling out. We have 12 more repetitions. Last 5. And at ease, relax. And now take your left leg back. Inhale and take the left leg back. Stretch it nicely. Remember to fix the body forward, stretch the leg nicely. Raise it up to 30-degree line, not very high. Remember, be aware, be alert. Don't let the body or hip turn to left or right. And now from there, you will start that small movement. It is not important that you move a big angle. It's just important that you're aware, alert, and feeling that huge toning effect on the hip. Keep going. Let's do 15 more. Last 8. And let's relax. Excellent. Just relax for a moment, relax your breath, relax the muscles of the hip here. Excellent. And now from here we'll move to the next part of the class, which is going to be stretching. For stretching, we will use the pigeon pose, which is Kapotasana. To do Kapotasana, you will inhale and go to Parvatasana first. Stretch the body nicely. Now bring your right knee forwards in a straight line from the hip. Knee has to be on the mat, Kapotasana. Okay, palms are placed comfortably besides the leg. Open the chest nicely. Very nice. Now, why this posture is called Kapotasana? Because you see the front of the body is like the front chest of the pigeon. Kapot means pigeon. So that's why it's called as Kapotasana. Excellent posture to work on stretching the muscles of the hip here, releasing the stiffness of the hip joints. The longer you hold and breathe smoothly, you'll feel very relaxed in the whole lower body there. And after the hip stretch, we will now take the focus to the stretch on the thigh. So slowly bend the back knee like this, and you will take support with one of the arm. You can either use the right or the left, whichever you are comfortable. Here we are using the opposite hands. Take the heel as close as possible to the thigh, and you will feel a nice stretch on the quadricep muscle as well here. Continue to hold the posture. Very nice. And from here we will relax. Let's go to Parvatasana again. Don't just slide in the posture or just move randomly. You need to remember how you're getting into a posture and coming out of it. And now change. Left knee in a straight line forwards, palms nicely supported. Back knee is nicely on the mat, back heel is pointing up. Stay there for a while, at least 30 seconds with deep breathing. And let's continue now. Bend the right knee, grip it nicely on the ankle here, and bring the heel as close as possible to the hip, creating a nice stretch on the thigh. Inhale and exhale very smooth. And now relax, come back. That completes the stretch on the thigh as well. Now go to mountain pose again, Parvatasana, to come out of the posture and place your knees down. Now let's come in sitting position. Let's do a hamstring stretch. To do the hamstring stretch, you need to keep your legs nice and straight first. Nicely. Keep your legs fully straight, pull the toe towards you. Now from here, you'll allow the body to slightly lean back. You can take the support of the palms, slightly lean back, pull in the navel, lift up the chest, keep your back straight and go as far back as possible, but without curving or arching your back. Don't stoop forwards. Now from here, you will inhale and raise the leg up, exhale and stretch it as much as you can and continue to hold. You are looking up towards the toe of the raised leg. Chest is opened up and lifted and the back is nice and straight. Keep your knee nice and straight. You'll get a nice stretch on the hamstring here. You can even hold at the ankle or calf if you're not very comfortable reaching the foot. But make sure you are not curving the back. Keep a nice open chested position and outstretched arms. Keep the rest of the lower body fixed on the mats. Now that is going to be an important aspect. So be aware of the whole body here. The focus is not only here, but you are aware of how you have placed the body on the mats to hold this posture. Let's do 15 more seconds. Take your focus to your breathing as well. Inhale and exhale deep. Very nice. Relax the leg and come back to center. Good. Again, straighten your back, relax yourself a bit. Then you will again lean back, prepare, open up the chest, pull in the navel and raise the left leg up. Inhale and raise the left leg up and exhale and stretch it as much as you can. Now keep your back straight. Lift up the chest. Don't round or curve your spine. Continue to do deep breathing. Hold as much as you can. 10 more seconds. You'll feel a nice stretch on the hamstring here. Try to keep your knee straight as much as you can. Excellent. And lower the leg down on the mats. From here, we will go straight to Halasana. So place your palms below the hip. Lie down on the mats. Those who have high blood pressure or neck pain will avoid doing the inverted postures. You will just raise the legs, grip the legs at the back of the knee, stay very relaxed. Otherwise, you will now do Halasana. In this Halasana, we will place the palms below the hip and nicely raise the leg, roll the hip over and allow the legs to fall comfortably at the back of the heads. Keep the knees straight, toes pointing inwards. Now very important, again as we said, the connection of the palms has to be nice and firm. Automatically that will allow the elbows also to slide a little more inward. So you have to extend nicely from the shoulder and then bring the elbows closer and cup your hands. Allow the fingers to point upwards. Give nice firm support to the back as well. Slow down the breathing and hold. So inverted posture, you can see in Halasana the spine right from the neck towards the tailbone, getting a nice stretch there, curve, and then the whole of the lower body is also getting a very good stretch. Continue to hold for 1 more minute. Try to increase the hold time in inverted postures. You can go up to 2 minutes as well, or even 3 minutes as you practice. Initially, you can start with 30 seconds. And now to come out, you will have to bend the knees slowly. Bring the upper back, middle back and lower back on the mats and bring the feet on the floor comfortably. Very nice. Let's do a nice stretch, a reverse stretch, counter pose what we call it. We'll do Matsyasana. We'll place the palms below the hip. Keep your legs nice and straight and allow the toes to point forwards. And now you will lift up the chest, inhale and get the crown towards the mat. Come out, you need to first relax the neck and the head and bring the palms slowly out of the lower back area. Excellent. And now let's move to the next segment of the class, which is pranayama. So turn on your sides and come in sitting position. And now next, let's go to the next segment of the class, which is breathing. We will be doing pranayama first, followed by bandha and kriya as well. So today's pranayama will be working with Surya Bhedan pranayama. So you can either sit in Sukhasana or you can also do Padmasana, which is the lotus position. So sit in any comfortable position that you can sit, nice and comfortable. Keep your back straight. Remember, in pranayama you need to always keep your back nice and straight, chest nicely lifted up. Here you will keep the back of the palms on the knees. Be very relaxed. Now from here you will use your right hands. Close the left nostril with the last 2 fingers. The first 2 fingers will go at the base of your thumb. So this is the mudra that we will assume. The left nostril you will close with the last 2 fingers here, and the thumb will be open on the right sides. Now today's pranayam, Surya Bhedan pranayam, you will breathe only through the right nostril. So how to do that breathing I will show you. You will inhale for a count of 4 seconds. Hold the breath for a count of 8 seconds and exhale for a count of 8 seconds. So we will start the first rounds. Close the left nostril, keep the right nostril open, Inhale for 4 counts. Now close the right nostril, hold the breath inside for 8 counts. Again open the right nostril only and exhale for 8 counts. This is only right nostril breathing. And now let's continue for 10 more rounds. Remember, it involves inhalation, holding the breath and exhalation. And once you complete Surya Bhedan Pranayam rounds, we will now go to the next aspect of the class, which is Bandhas. Today's Bandhas will be Udyan Bandha, which is the abdominal lock. So here we are putting pressure on the muscles of the abdomen here and holding the breath outside. So all the focus is on the area of the belly here, stomach. So it improves the function, endocrine system, helps to balance the hormones, especially in the region of the navel here, and also improves the digestive processes. So let's start. How to do Udyan Bandha first? Sit comfortably. You will point the fingers towards you inwards. Allow the elbows to point forward nicely. Now from here you will keep your spine nice and straight and slightly lean forwards. Press the palms nicely on the mats. Now you will inhale, and with a powerful exhale you will pull in the navel nicely and hold the breath outside as long as you can. When you can't hold any longer, you will relax yourself and do 2 more rounds. Those who have high blood pressure, heart conditions, any difficulty in holding the breath, please avoid this practice and just do simple deep breathing. Do not do Udyan Bandha. And once we do Udyan Bandha, we will go to the next parts of the class, which is Kapalbhati Kriya. In Kapalbhati Kriya, you just need to exhale continuously with the nostril, keep the back straight, and every time you exhale, there's a sharp inward tap on the belly. It's a nice cleansing Kriya, just help you to keep the sinuses, passages of the sinus very clear, makes you feel relaxed, stress-free, and you'll feel very energized as well after this Kriya. We'll do it for 2 minutes. Now, it's up to you. You can do 2 exhalations in 1 second, or you can do 1 exhalation in 1 second. That will decide the counts for 2 minutes. So let us start. Kapalbhati. And once you finish Kapalbhati round, just take a few deep breaths. Be aware of the breath, be aware of the effect of the Kriya at the forehead region, how the breath feels more expanded, more lighter. Your whole system starts feeling very relaxed, light, you feel rejuvenated and energized. And after Kapalbhati, we will now move to the last part of the class, which is relaxation. Relaxation will be in Shavasana. For Shavasana, you need to lie down on the back. Keep your legs nice and straight. Keep a gap between the feet, say about 2.5 feet. Allow the toes to fall outward comfortably. Palms are besides the body, fingers naturally curled. Once you are relaxed, just watch your body from the feet, slowly moving up to the knees, to the thighs, hips, pelvic region, navel, chest, lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulder blades, arms, neck, back of the head, face, forehead, eyes, cheeks. As you watch the whole body is now relaxed. Be aware of your breath, don't take any effort now, just allow the breath to move smoothly. Inhale and exhale very gently without any efforts. Nice, smooth, rhythmic breathing. There's a light smile on the face. The mind starts becoming calmer. Thoughts are less. You feel very relaxed in this inner space. Continue to lie down and relax completely. Let go completely of any effort now. And slowly move your fingers, move your feet, turn your neck to the right and to the left. Bring your palms together, rub them nicely. And gently cup your eyes. Allow the eyes to absorb the warmth of the palms. And now bring your palms down, bend the knees one by one, and slowly turn to your sides, and you can gently come up. That brings us to the end of today's session. I hope you really enjoyed today's class. We worked on strengthening the muscles of the lower body. Remember, a stronger lower body also means a stronger back, good posture, and nice high energy as well. We are really happy to bring this 5,000-year-old yoga science through an artistic yoga class. You experienced all aspects of yoga, that is a nice warm-up, Surya Namaskar, the dynamic practice of Surya Namaskar, body parts work with postures, and also breathing, bandhas and kriyas. Finally bringing you to a state of relaxation, making the mind very calm. Now that's the whole objective of a yoga class, to work with the body, to work with the breath, and finally your mind comes in a much relaxed and calm state. So till then, take care. We will see you next time. Stay fit, stay healthy and stay happy. Thank you from the Bharat Thakur Artistic Yoga team.